saw, turn the key and cooler off.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute since I've filmed a video. I just felt moved to talk about a certain topic that's been on my mind a little bit the last week. I'm about to get back into my Taylor Swift project, which I'm about half the way done, a little more than halfway probably. I actually have 3 more paintings to start, which is Lover 1989 and Reputation, which are sort of the 3 album covers, other than Folklore and Evermore, that I have a little bit of nervous anticipation for, because those albums mean a lot to me, and the album covers in particular mean a lot to me. So I really want to get those ones right. So I have sort of left them for last. And really, rather than thinking about it anymore, I just need to get into it and see where they go. The other 9 paintings are in progress and are mostly done. They just need to all be finished. So my next painting video will be for Lover and Midnights. And then the final painting video will be for 1989 and Reputation. And then I will have a final video on the project just showing all 12 of the albums and talking about the whole process and what I learned from doing it. And then I will have all of the paintings available for sale on my website. So we're a little more than halfway there, just a little bit more to go to finish this project, and I'm excited to get back into it. But what I wanted to talk about today is not only the ebb and flow of creativity and needing to allow for that, but also to allow for the ebb and flow of life. So in the last, I guess, month or so, I took a trip to San Diego to visit my family, and we went and did a lot of different things down there and spent time together. I grew up in San Diego and moved away about 5 years ago, so we live about a little over an hour away. So every time I go down there, usually about once a quarter, it's just such a good time to have fun and catch up with friends and family and go and do sort of all the nostalgic things down there and take advantage of the weather, which is a lot cooler than where we live in the high desert. So it was just an awesome and relaxing trip. But as soon as I got back, I felt kind of like, oh no, summer is about to end in a couple weeks here. And so we went and did things with friends and went swimming. And my youngest daughter had a dance recital. And my older daughter had orientation for high school. And we needed to finish the rest of our back to school shopping. And whenever there's that anticipation of back to school, I feel this energy of like, okay, I need to get my life together. I need to make sure that we have all the snacks that we need and the pantry is organized and the fridge is stocked. And everybody has like new backpacks and water bottles and all the school supplies, like from the teacher list or whatever they might need. And it just becomes a whole thing of like a gathering of items and organizing and cleaning and just really extra focused on their needs and what they're gonna need in order to start school, and like switching back bedtimes from staying up later during the summer, and just making sure everybody's room is like a comfortable, clean place. And I just really feel that energy. And when I'm feeling that energy and doing all those tasks, it's not that I couldn't maybe throw in a painting here or there or a video or something. I probably could, but it just really feels like all of my energy is directed towards that at the moment. And so last week they started school. It was a half week and there was a lot going on for that. There's still more things that needed to be purchased, like school shirts or sketchbooks or whatever little things come up that they need after they start school. All of us getting up earlier than normal and making sure everybody's getting to bed earlier, and just really holding space for all the emotions and sort of that like nerves and anxiety and stress that come along with starting school for everyone. So that's what was going on. Yesterday, I sort of took a very early bath and ordered some pizza and was just like, okay, everybody's good. They got through the week, and now I'm gonna rest the rest of this evening. I watched Emily in Paris. I drank my chamomile tea, and I just rested like all of the second half of yesterday, and slept in today and had like a late breakfast. And then I decided, you know what, it's not that hot of a day today, so I'm gonna get back out in the art studio and get a little bit of painting done. I have a free day today before we have a birthday party to go to tomorrow. And so sometimes this is just what it is when you're running a business, especially a creative business, or maybe any kind of business, when you're also a mom. And I've been a working mom, full-time working mom. I've been a part-time working mom. I've been a student in college and a mom. I've been a grad school student and a mom. I've been a single mom. I've been all kinds of combinations of mom at different times in my life. But the season I'm in currently is I've been a stay-at-home mom for 7 years. And along that time, I was also painting, learning to paint at various times, and then painting and releasing collections and selling my work. And it's been a long ebb and flow of that. I also wrote a blog, but when different seasons of life happen within the realm of stay-at-home mom, I find myself more focused on my home and my kids and my family. And I was just thinking a lot about that the last couple of days, and thinking that maybe I should talk about that in a video, because maybe somebody else is in a similar season of life, and I'm finding that this situation brings its own unique challenges. And last week, midweek, I was thinking, I don't know that I'm ever going to get back to it. Maybe I should just film day-to-day life. And I've been watching a lot of like lifestyle, sort of what I call comfort YouTubers that film themselves in their day-to-day life, and going to get a matcha at the coffee shop, talking about the book they're reading, talking about their skincare routine, or their little road trip down to the beach and things like that, which I find so calming to watch and so comforting. To just kind of focus on those beautiful little details throughout somebody's day. I find them nice to watch, like when I'm relaxing in the evening and drinking my sleepy tea. And so, in the middle of when all you can focus on is your day-to-day life, it starts to feel like, well, I don't know that I'm even going to be able to get back to this project, or like doubt starts to set in with me. And that would be perfectly fine. It's not like it would be like a failure if, I took time off to just focus on my family. Like I really did that the last couple of years, to the point where I didn't know if I would get back to painting. And that's okay too. That's a completely different season where, my youngest was a lot younger. I was homeschooling her for a while. She's like just started full-time school for the first time, from the beginning of the year. Last year she was in for part of the year. So it's okay, it's all an adjustment. But what I have found is that when I start having those doubts and I start thinking that maybe I should do something else, it turns out that I'm just having those doubts because I'm not doing the thing. And as soon as I go back to doing the thing and pick up the paintbrush or start filming a video, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, this is actually what I want to be doing. And so I just have to allow for those ebbs and flows, and also to not think too heavily that, everybody's thinking about my Taylor Swift project. They're wondering when my next video is going to come out. They're like, what happened to this project? Maybe there's a remote chance that somebody has thought that, but most of the time people are focused on living their own lives. And, even if I had said this is the date that it's going to come out and I had to adjust it, I feel like people are okay with that. It's not that serious, you know? So I just allowed that time to get school where it needed to be and trust that the pendulum would swing again in the opposite direction. I feel a lot more calm and balanced today after some rest, and I know that it's going to be that way. There's going to be that ebb and flow running a creative business as a mom. Another time that that could come up is the holidays, when all of a sudden there's so much more to do. There's more expectations at school, or there's Spirit Week, or there's needing to buy all the gifts and wrap the presents and bake the cookies and do all that. I'm sure it's going to be that way then as well. Also, you know, a kid's birthday party, like that kind of takes over your life for a little while, as does somebody getting sick, whether it's the kids or me or my husband or anybody else, right? So as a stay-at-home mom and a creative business owner, you have to allow for the ebbs and flows of life and just trust that it will all come together the way that it needs to. And I hope in the future to actually create a course about this. I have had an outline written for a very long time about creativity and mom life and business and self-care and kind of how all that comes together to actually stay persistent and continue to go after your dreams through all of the ups and downs of life. I'm not saying that this path is any harder than another path. Like I said, I have done all the different ones, and I have respect for all the moms and all their unique paths. This just in particular happens to be challenging for me at the moment to sort of transition from the stay-at-home mom life, where I feel like all of my energy and time was focused more on the home and the cooking and the cleaning and the shopping and the kids and all of that, to kind of pulling back a little bit in certain areas while still keeping that my number one priority, but pulling my time back a little bit from that in order to pursue more of my creative business and my income goals and my creativity and also my self-care and having time for that. I've decided this school year that I have like 5 goals for myself, which are to keep, you know, my home and family and everything running smooth, to pursue my creative business, to continue working on my health and wellness goals and getting to the gym at least twice a week and maybe even a third workout, but I would rather be more consistent at 2 days a week if I can. And then maybe throwing in something fun like yoga or swimming or a dance workout or something else. Having time for my self-care in terms of things like, you know, doctors and dentist appointments and maybe a massage here and there, haircuts, just things that I need to do to take care of myself as a human being. And then that final category that I'm really hoping to throw in more of this year is fun, having fun, getting out and doing more things with friends, with my husband, you know, outside of family activities and things with the kids, but just getting out and doing some fun things, maybe going to the hot springs, maybe going to a spa, meeting friends for brunch, getting out to a winery, stuff like that that I feel like has taken a backseat for me for quite a while now. So yeah, those are like the 5 things I really want to work on, but you know, it can feel overwhelming when you think about, well, how am I actually going to fit all of that in? Because as a stay-at-home mom, I felt like there still was never enough time to do all of the things, to keep all the rooms in the house clean, to keep everything stocked that we need, to make all of the meals, to, you know, do all of the laundry. There's always something that needs to be done, and you can continue focusing in on that constantly and feel like nothing is ever getting done. From the beginning of the year even, I started decluttering every room of the house. I've talked about that in previous videos, just to make life a little bit easier so that I don't open up every cabinet and drawer and it's just overflowing with things. Like, I really worked hard at reducing the number of things that we have and really worked hard at continuing to keep things more organized, because I think that's part of it. And so one thing can be definitely to implement more systems to make things flow smoother. But at the end of the day, being a stay-at-home mom, there is always going to be something to do. There's always something else you could cook or bake or pick up or organize or clean to a higher and higher level. And, you know, I struggle just to sometimes meet all of the things that need to get done on a basic level. And so to ever think about, well, then how am I also going to get to the gym? How am I also going to have creative business? How am I also going to see friends or get to that dentist appointment or whatever? It can feel actually overwhelming, but there are ebbs and flows. Like I said, today sort of opened up. Is there something I could work on today in the house? Yes. Like I said, there always will be. But in order to focus on these other goals and sort of have a more varied and balanced life and meet these other areas that I think are important, I am going to have to pivot a little bit and I'm going to have to experiment. And like I said, the kids will be at school during the school day. And so, you know, there will be opportunity for me to break away and get to that dentist appointment or film a video or whatever, but it's still a lot to manage. And so all I can say is I'm on the journey, and if anybody else is on a similar journey, like, I understand and I'm here, and it's not easy, and I never want anyone to feel by looking at one of my videos or my paintings or anything that, you know, I'm just like thriving in every area of life all of the time, because I'm not. Like I said, there's an ebb and flow. There's time to focus more in on one thing, and then there's time to focus more on something else. And it will take time to get back to the gym again, like I was in the spring, and sort of build back in that habit. But the fact that I just even did that already in the spring, now I kind of know what that is. I know my best time to go is after school drop off, when I have the leggings on and I can go from 9 to 10. I also learned that fitting in that third morning workout is actually like pushing it a little bit for me in time-wise with other things. And so in order to be consistent, I'm gonna get back to those 2 days a week and go from there. And so I think that just like anything, when you're building a habit, building a muscle, it takes time to get it going. But I'm hoping that with practice and with persistence and having systems and just kind of trial and error, that these things are all gonna fall in line a little bit more. Now, maybe the fun with friends or something, maybe that happens 4 times a year. That's better than no times a year, right? Like, and so over time, as you try things, you're gonna get information back about how to kind of alter that a little bit. And so it doesn't hurt to try things out. And again, I'm also trying to caution myself from not burning out, right? Like, getting all of these things done is not more important than my well-being and my energy and my rest. And so, like, even if I had said, oh, my video is going to be up tonight, and then it turns out I really hit a wall in the afternoon, or my kid needs me for something, or like something happens in the house that needs to be dealt with immediately or something, it's okay to say, you know what, actually I can put that out in the morning, or maybe not even the morning. It might have to wait 2 more days and then it'll come out, and that is okay. I think sometimes in this like instant gratification world we live in with Amazon and social media and all of this stuff, it can be pressuring to feel like you have to get things done right away, right now. People are waiting for you. And honestly, anybody that's waiting for you, that's because they're invested in you and they're invested in what you're creating. And so they will understand. They will understand that it's going to come out in 2 days instead of that night or whatever. I find that it's like a unique thing with creativity that, you know, you can't always control it. You can set up the conditions, you can develop the discipline and the practice, but sometimes it comes when it comes. And sometimes things take longer and sometimes things take quicker. And we just have to allow for that as creatives and as creative moms as well. So I hope one day to create a creative moms course. I've really learned a lot over the years of learning the skills that I've learned and developing my creativity, and, you know, really becoming very well acquainted with my process and just the nature of creativity in general, and you know, the whole thing of wanting to learn how to paint and then actually learning how to paint through having a baby, all of that stuff. And so I hope really to be able to give back with what I've learned one day and to like nurture other people on the same path. But for today, I just want to say that if that's you, if you're going through the ebb and flows of life in regards to your creativity and your motherhood, just know that you're not alone and just allow for it. It's okay, I promise. You can get right back to it when everything calms down. There will be time for it, and there are seasons for things, and maybe this is your season and maybe it's not, but it's all okay, I promise. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna get into some painting for the Lover album, which is quite colorful and exciting. So I will see you in my next video. I thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Come on, stop, turn the key and cool.